Motorsports battery backing plate. Firstly, what you're going to want to do is two controller bolts here, 1 and 2. You don't need to undo these two top ones. I thought you did, but you don't need to. Once you've done that, the controller should pop free. If you want it to pop free, which you'll need to, there is these two bolts here, 1, 2, which will look like this. Once you've undone them, this will pop free. Then you get your 5.5mm socket, put it on here and here and here. Them two bolts will look like that. Get them undone, and then under here is 1 and 2. Get them undone. In order to get them undone, 5.5mm socket there, and there's one hiding under here. In this hole, that's where you're going to want to put your Allen key. Once you've got them removed, that should be able to pop out. Now these two bolts, which are an 8mm. Once you've removed them bolts, this thing should pop off. Then use the bolts to screw it in just like that. Once them bolts are in, go over here and snip all of these cables off so you can free up this plate. Here are the two plates next to each other. Pretty much what you're doing is replacing this thing from here and putting it on there. I don't think you can put the foam on, although let's get back into it. Now once you've done that, you're basically going to want to reverse the steps. Make sure brake is vertical like that, and pretty much do it again. One thing I did forget is this little piece here. This goes in between the plate and the breaker, just like that. So I'm gonna have to do that again. So now it'll look like that. And then you just slide the breaker in, so then it's not contacting metal anymore. So now once you've got that in, it should look like that. The spacer in between, and then just put the bolts in. These three things. This, and this. Mine have snapped off my old bracket, so that's why they're separate. What you're going to want to do is grab your piece, find your prickly side, and then grab your piece here just like this. Pop it in. Make sure to put your power cable on like that. Once you've tightened it all up, align the two brackets so you can see there's one down there and there's another one down there. The two bolts should look like this. I just dropped the controller just so it's easier to get these two bolts in to there and just here. Now once you've gotten these side bolt in, I could only get one in because it was pretty tight, but once you've got them in, tighten them two bolts, and then you've got these two left, so should be one of these, and put the bolts in, push the controller back in like that, and then bolt the controller back up, and then you're done.